It's Wednesday, August 14th. You're listening to your Florida Daily. I'm Katrina Scales. A manufacturer of so-called lab-grown meat has filed a lawsuit challenging a newly enacted Florida law that bans the sale of the product, arguing the restrictions give an unconstitutional advantage to Florida farmers over out-of-state competitors. It was only last summer U.S. regulators first signed off on the sale of what's known as cell-cultured or cell-cultivated meat. Sellers say the product is a more ethical and sustainable alternative to conventionally raised chicken, beef, and pork. But lawmakers in Florida and Alabama have called cultivated meat a threat to their state's agricultural industries and banned the sale of the meat. Insurance companies in Florida may have to pay out nearly $90 million to policyholders in the aftermath of Hurricane Debby. That's according to Florida's Office of Insurance Regulation. Their most recent data reports nearly 12,000 insurance claims, with residential and homeowners accounts making up the majority of the claims. The same storm data reports a claim closure rate of 11% so far across all policy accounts. Hurricane Debby struck Florida's west coast as a Category 1 storm last week. Its eventual path turned north, bringing widespread flooding and impacts to as far north as New England. And leaders in Orange County have voted to move ahead with a plan to use $4.5 million to help pay for people's medical bills. Supporters say the money could help over 150,000 people who owe money to Advent Health or Orlando Health, even dating as far back as 7 years. The money will come from funding through the American Rescue Plan Act, which was set aside during the pandemic. The company picked to manage the program says people will not have to apply, but instead they'll be selected based on income.
We find everyone that is 400% of poverty or below, or if they have a debt that's 5% or more of their income, and then we send all those peoples, and it would be up to 150,000 people, letters letting them know that they are free and clear of those medical debts.
Organizers say they're hoping to have everyone processed within 6 months to a year. Find these top stories along with breaking news, weather, and traffic all day on clickorlando.com. And now, a completely random Florida fact. Let's go back to the summer of 1956 at downtown Jacksonville's Florida Theater. A young Elvis Presley took the stage, headlining 6 shows over 2 days. The King of Rock and Roll had actually played there the year before, when screaming fans nearly ripped off his pants, which is why the Jacksonville head of juvenile justice warned Elvis that he was banned from any hip swiveling or suggestive body movements this time. By the way, Elvis's performance wasn't the only iconic act to come through Jacksonville back in the day. The Beatles performed downtown nearly a decade later at what was then the Gator Bowl. It was the first integrated audience in the venue's history. Your Florida Daily is produced by News 6 WKMG in Orlando. I'm Katrina Scales. Subscribe for new episodes wherever you like to listen.